I hope that you are well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 2 English lesson on dictionary skills. So we're going to do our grade 2 English lesson on dictionary skills. And before we start with our lesson on dictionary skills, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 2. And once we have selected the subject of language arts, grade 2, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of dictionary skills. All right, so our chapter is dictionary skills. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 2. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of dictionary skills is to use guide words. So that is going to be our lesson for today under our chapter of dictionary skills. All right, so we're going to be using guide words, right, when it comes to dictionary skills. And remember, dictionary skills, if we look at the word dictionary, right, then a dictionary is basically a book where we find words as well as their meanings, right? So within a dictionary, we find specific words, right? And these words with their specific meaning, right? And in a dictionary, the words are in alphabetical order. So the words are in alphabetical order. Also, when you look through your dictionary, you're searching for a specific word, right? It's in alphabetical order. Then we have our guide words, right? And guide words are usually the words that appear on each page of a dictionary. So once you open up a dictionary, then right on top, the very first word of that is on the specific page, right? That will basically be your guide words. If, for example, the first word on the page is Allergies, right? This is just an example. Starting with an A. Let me write it down. So if you, the first word right on top of the page is allergy. This is just an example, right? Then it means that this will basically be your guide word because this will be the first word right on top of the page, right? So which means that every other word that comes after allergy will firstly start with A, but then it will also follow starting with A, but more alphabetically, which means that the following word or the word that will follow after allergy will also maybe be a word that is with A, L, and so on, up until we get to the end of, until all of the words or all of the words with meanings are basically written down starting with A, right? So guide words that appear on each page of a dictionary, right on top, and they tell you the first word as well as the last word of the page, which means that if you are searching for a specific word, then firstly we go to the we will basically search it alphabetically, and then on top of the page, right, the first word which will be right on top of the page, that will be the very first word that will guide you. So if you're looking for a word that starts with am, right, then your guide words, which will be the first word as well as the last word on the page, will basically guide you. So which means that is if AM is either between that or not between that, then it will basically guide you to say like, okay, AM you'll probably find between these words, or you need to check it on the next page. And all the other words on the page, right, comes between the guide words in alphabetical order. So if you maybe if your very first word on top of the page is allergy and the last word is maybe, what is the word? Amber. Yeah, I'm just thinking of a word. So this is just an example. Then all the other words and its meaning, right, that comes between these guide words, they will be in alphabetical order. And like I say, after allergy will be another word that is AL. And then you'll find a few other words that is with AL, starting with A and then L, up until you get to a word that is starting with A and then M, right? But then it stops by M. So if you are looking for a word, there's maybe another, right? That maybe you're looking for this word, another. You're not going to find the word another somewhere over here because another N comes after M, which means that that will probably be on the next page. And in order for us to put words in alphabetical order, you need to put them in order by the first letter. And we said the first letter, for example, starting with A. And that is why we said dictionary skills, or within a dictionary, right? Words are alphabetically. So if we are only specifically looking for words starting with A, then it means that we will probably have a few words just starting with A. So we need to put words in alphabetical order, put them in order by the first letter. And if the first letters, right, are the same, say for example, you're looking for another word and it's also a L, right? So if the first letters are the same, then we look at the second letters. Meaning if you're looking for a word and it's also starting with A, then you look at the second letter, right? For example, allergy and amber. So we know A-L, L comes before M, which means that allergy will definitely be before M, as stated in like via the alphabet. And if the second letters are the same, then we then look at the third letters and so on up until you basically get those words to be alphabetically. But your guide words will basically tell you where to find the specific words within the dictionary. And we say that the guide words they appear on each page of a dictionary, and they will either tell you the first word as well as the last word on the page. All right, so dictionary skills, right? You can find the meaning of words in a dictionary, right? So which means that within a dictionary we have lots of words. I can't even tell you how many words there are, but there's a lot of words and its meaning. And most times in the dictionary, you'll have one specific word, but it has different meanings, right? And then in a dictionary, right, the words are in alphabetical order, starting from A, ranging to Z. So basically, what does the word skill mean? Because we know what dictionary mean, right? It's like where we find meaning of words or where we find meaning of words. So now skill. So skill within the dictionary says a skill is the ability to do something well. So you have the ability to look up a specific word without raking your head and thinking that you don't know how to find a word or you don't know where to find a word within a dictionary. And that is why we have guide words to basically guide you when it comes to looking for a specific word. And also, like we said, words are in alphabetical order. And if the first letters of that words are the same, we look at the second letter. The first and second letter is the same, we look at the third letter. And so on and so on. We continue up until you specifically find the words. But like we say, it is in alphabetical order. All right, so now we're going to look at an example, right, of how one of the dictionary words or how one of the words as well as the meanings within the dictionary looks like. So if we look at this word kick, right? So kick is a word that is in the dictionary. So if you are looking for word kick, now you're scrolling through your dictionary and you looked at the guide word and you found the word kick, right? So now we have the word kick, which is Kick. And then we have this word, right? Remember kick, when we spell the word kick, the proper way to spell the word kick is Kick. That is how we spell the word. That is how entry word, and that is how we spell the word. This is grade 2. But this is basically a combination of grade 1 and grade 2. Because for both, we will basically be doing dictionary skills, and that is why I'm doing it on both level of grade 1 and grade 2. All right, so kick, right? So that is our entry word, right? You guys must tell me if I'm going too fast. I'm going to go a bit slower, eh? But this is basically grade 1 and grade 2. I'm basically said grade 2 because I went on to A plus students under that grade 2. I opened the lesson of grade 2, but we are doing grade 1 and grade 2. All right. So if you're looking for a specific word, right, in the dictionary, and you are maybe looking for the word kick, right? Then kick will basically be we call it our entry word. Entry word basically just means that that is the word that you are looking at, right? So kick, the way we spell kick, right, is Kick, right? That is how we spell the word. But now if we look at the word in bracket, which is Kik, so we'll have the word, the proper word, and how we even need to spell it. Then we have a word in bracket, right, which is Kik, for example. And this is the pronunciation of it. It's like how you need to say it. So kick, that is how you need to say it. That is not the proper spelling, but that is how you need to say it, which means that in a dictionary, right, you'll have the specific word that you're looking up for as well as how it is spelled. Then in bracket, you will have the pronunciation of it, which is how you either say it or how you pronounce the word, right? But that doesn't mean that it is how you actually spell the word. That is basically just for you to guide you as to how you need to say that specific word. Because sometimes we have a word in a dictionary, but we don't know how to say the word. So now we are spelling it or we're saying it in a way in which we think it must be. All right, then look at this letter V, right? This V then shows the part of speech, right? So even if so V meaning it is a verb. If there was an N, then it means it would have been a noun. If it was A D J, then it would have been an adjective. If that letter was ADV, then it would have been an adverb, and so on and so on. So this V then shows the parts of speech, and it specifically shows that kick is a verb. Then we have these letters, right? M-E, kicken, right? And we call that the etymology, right? And sometimes you won't find that in all of the dictionaries. It's only certain dictionary that is more, let's say, you'll realize once you have different dictionaries that different dictionaries will have different things in there. Yes, we are starting with grade 2. So the etymology basically it shows us from what language or form the word is originally from. So this is basically how we look up a specific word. We have the specific word, and how it is spelled. Then we have a word and how you need to say it, which is the pronunciation. Then we have the part of speech, which shows either if it's a verb, a noun. Now, these in blue, right? That shows the definition. Because remember in the dictionary, we have the word and the definition, which is the meaning of that specific word. So in blue, we have the definition. It tells us the meaning of the word. So which means that kick has three meanings. So if there's more than one meaning of a specific word, then they will list the meanings in they will basically list the meaning by numbering it. For example, kick, right? So kick, the one meaning or the first meaning means to strike with the foot. So it's like you're kicking, right? And how do we kick? We use our foot or our feet to kick something, whether it's a ball, whether it's against the chair, whether it's you kicking a stone, but you are kicking something. You kick by foot or with foot. The second meaning of the word kick is to show opposition. And the third meaning is to show is to function with energy. And that is why we say kick is a verb. It is action, it is energy that you put in. So like I say, when it comes to a meaning of the word, in a dictionary they will state all the meanings of that specific word and they will put it in a number form. All right, so basically these are the things that we need to look at. The etymology is not really much something that we really look at when we look up a word, but the four most important basic parts of a dictionary, right, is your entry word, it's the word that you're looking up, is the pronunciation of the word, is how we say the word or how we pronounce the word. That's your part of speech, which will tell you if it's a verb, a noun, adjective, or adverb, or so on. And then also the definitions of each word, which will tell us the meanings of that specific word that you're looking up. And here we have an example, right? This is how it looks in a dictionary. So if you're looking up the word, for example, learner or learning, right? If you're looking up the word learning, and then they're telling you how you need to basically spell the word learning. You spell the word by, for example, adding ing to the word learn. And then if we look at this, remember we said that we have the pronunciation. It's how we say a word or how we pronounce a word. That is not the actual spelling of the word. That is just how we say the word or pronounce the word. Then over here, it's either can just be an N, or they're basically writing out the full word, which is a noun. If you look at this word learned, I'm going to come back to learning. If you look at the word learned, right, there we have the meaning of the word, the spelling of the word, sorry, how we say the word, and there we have ADJ. We see ADJ means adjective, meaning that they will either write down the full word adjective, or they will, for example, just say ADJ. And then we will have the meaning of the word. If there's more than one meaning, then they will basically write all of the meanings in a number form. So if there's, for example, three meanings of that word, then they'll first say number one and they'll give the meaning of the word. Number two, give another meaning or definition. Number three, another definition of the word. All right. So once again, dictionary skills. It is where you can find the meaning of the word in a dictionary. And dictionaries, they have the words in alphabetical order, right? So dictionary skills, it means that you have the ability to do something well, and that is to look up a specific word without paging and paging and paging through the dictionary. And then we have our guide words, right? And we use guide words, these guide words that appear on each page of a dictionary, which tell us the first word as well as the last word of the page. And all the other words that is between the first word as well as the last word of the page on the page of the guide words, they need to be in alphabetical order. All right, so we are also finding, we are doing a tutorial lesson now on A plus students.ca. So now we're going to A plus students.ca. And that is where we're going to continue with our lesson on dictionary skills, as well as we're going to do our test. We're going to do our test on A plus students.ca. So we're going to the lesson of use guide words. And once again, guide words, they appear on each page of a dictionary. They tell you the first word as well as the last word of a page. And the other words on the page that come between the guide words are in alphabetical order. All right, so now look at the sentence, right? It says, would you find the word buggy? So now we need to look at this word buggy. So would you find the word buggy on the dictionary page with the following guide words? Remember we said guide words, it's where it shows or it tells us the first word. So imagine blue being the first word and book being the last word on that page. Buggy. So would we find the word buggy on this specific page between blue and book? Specifically by looking at the specific letters of that word. B being the first word. Blue as well as book starts with a B. Now we look at the next word. Remember we said that if the first letters are the same, then we go to the second letter. So B U. Does B U or U, does it come after L? Does it come before L? Does it come after O or before O? U. All right, so if we look at the word buggy, right, then buggy will not, so it is not found on this page because buggy comes after O. So B-O, so B-U is after O, right? So which means that we will find the word buggy on the next page. So, which word would you find on the dictionary page if the following guide words were pin and proof? So we have pin and we have prove. So you need to think of a word that we will find in the dictionary in this page, on this page, that will be between the guide words pin as well as prove. All right, so if we look at the specific word that can come between pin and prove, then we can maybe think of a word poor, because poor is after E and before R. Even the word point, that is also a word that is in between pin because O is after E and O is before R. So that is just an example of two words that we can use that can come between pin and prove. All right, so now we're going to a test where we're going to use guide words. All right, so now we're going to the first word, right? It says, would you find the word fair on a dictionary page with the following guide words? Fear and fry. So fair, which is F-A, would you find it between the words F-E-A-R for fear and F-R-Y for fry? So fair, which is F-A-I-R. So would you find that word on the dictionary page with the following guide words? Yes or no? All right, so if we look at the word fair, right, we said fair is F-A-I-R. And then the first word on that page, the first guide word is fear. And the last guide word is fry. And if we look at the word fair, which is F-A, we look at the second letter of the word, which is A for fair, then we say that A comes before E, which is fear. Which means that fair will not be on that same page. So no. So would you find the word article on a dictionary page with the following guide words? So article, which is A-R-T-I-C-L-E. So would you find this word article on the same page as the following guide words, which is actor and astonish? So actor and astonished. Would we find this word article between the word actor and astonish? Would we find it on the same page? Yes or no? Actor being A-C-T-O-R and astonished being A-S-T-O-N-I-S-H. So article being A-R, right? So we already know A-R, right? It comes after A-C for actor. But now we need to know if A-R comes before astonish, which is A-S. So basically, astonish, which is A-S, comes after article, which means that yes, article, it does come on the same page as actor and astonished. So would you find the word room on a dictionary page with the following guide words: reason and rustle? Yes or no? So room, the word room, will we find it between the word reason or on the same page as the word reason and rustle? Yes or no? All right, so room, right? Room, which is R-O, comes after R-E for reason, and it definitely comes before rustle, so yes. And rustle is correct. All right. So we see that we are doing dictionary skills. And with dictionary skills, we have guide words. And guide words are words that are either placed or words that we find at the start of a page as well as words that we find at the last word of the page. All the other words that is in between that words are we need to put it in alphabetical order, right? So that is now the end of our lesson on dictionary skills. Thank you very much for joining the class, and I hope you're going to have a good day. Goodbye.